Let me show you something. The map that you're looking at right now highlights all the parts of the world that do not.
She's right. She's she's right, and she has a valid point in what she's saying. And I was gonna initially say a few things, but I'll probably keep this video as short as possible, and I'm just gonna basically sum it up in this way. Identity is very important, right? Identity is very important. And there are three components to solidify, or there are three components that should solidify your identity. And first, it should be spiritual, because everything starts in the spirit. So, spiritual identity, cultural identity, and linguistic identity. We have to take pride in knowing our languages. Like, just think about it. You gotta understand. Again, I said I don't want to make this too long, but now it's like I'm so tempted to go on. I want to take off into a whole different conversation because I wanted to evolve a little bit. But let me see if I can just short it down to this. I think in 2025, as African people, we think of colonization as civilization. I think some of us have this misconception, and we are so convinced that this is good. You know why I say so? Because I see how we put so much effort, we put so much effort in trying to sound as fluent as possible, in wanting to master a language that is not of our own origin. When these people came to Africa, our people were speaking our own languages. Never forget that. You can never and should never forget that. So what happened today that I am so ashamed to speak my own language, that I have conflicting emotions all over me. I'm facing cognitive dissonance. Yes, we should be Africans and we should be proud, but you gotta understand, times have evolved and culture evolves, yeah, but through the evolution of a culture, you have to preserve the fundamentals of that culture. The practice, the tradition doesn't change. Eventually, people might have a different way of saying certain things than they did 500 years ago, 5,000 years ago, but the core values doesn't change, because if it changes, then that culture ceases to exist. It obliterates the whole culture. It just disappears like smoke in air. That's what's going to happen. So when you're talking about something evolving, we also have to bring into context of preservation. And the only way to preserve the culture is to keep the practice alive from one generation into another generation. Because we're not speaking our own languages. So 50 years from now, we're going to say we are Africans, but we are speaking English, we are speaking Portuguese, we are speaking French, we are speaking Italian, we are speaking Spanish, we are speaking German. Where's your pride there? What pride would you have then? Think about it. What pride would you have then? Because your colonizer would be sitting there across the sea thinking, wow, colonization is still so deep in their minds. Please self-reflect. 3 things solidifies your identity: spiritual identity, cultural identity, and linguistic identity. We have to have these three strongly implemented. So this is the era of decolonizing our minds. Decentralize from European ideology and embrace our own African cultures and traditions. Thank you.